Hey everyone, I'm Jay, and this is the one and only Lamborghini Huracan. I'm super excited to unbox the supercar for you today. I'm going to talk to you about its engine, its interior, its exterior, its performance, the competition, how much does it cost, and a lot of details that you probably did not know about it. I also want to thank Lamborghini of Los Gatos, California for letting me come on down and film today. So let's get started here. Now, the Lamborghini Huracan, it was first launched in 2014. It was, of course, the successor to the Lamborghini Gallardo, which to this day is the best-selling Lamborghini of all time. It was on the market for 10 years. So let's just say the Huracan has some big shoes to fill. But, just looking at the Huracan's exterior, it's clear that this is a pure Lamborghini. It's actually, you may not know this, that the car is built on the same chassis as the Gallardo. But this time, Lamborghini has actually reduced weight by adding more carbon fiber to it, which it also made the car more rigid. Therefore, it has better performance, better fuel economy, and weighs a bit less. Now, looking at a Lamborghini, how can you tell it's a Lamborghini? Very simple, this fantastic wedge shape. It's, every Lamborghini sits low and wide to the ground, and combined with this wedge shape that dates back to when the Countach first launched in the early 70s, it's so distinctive, and I absolutely love it. The car painted here, it's like a metallic white, but if it were up to me, I would definitely go for green or even orange, possibly even yellow. But overall, it's just a fantastic design. At first, when the Huracan came out, I didn't think it was aggressive enough. I thought it was maybe a little too conservative. But over the past couple years, I agree with Lamborghini. I think they made the right decision making the Huracan a little less subdued, but it's still really, really aggressive looking, and there's nothing like a Lamborghini. You also have these really cool standard LED running lights there. That's common with every single Huracan. You have four-wheel carbon ceramic brakes. It's just it's everything that a supercar needs to be. Those yellow brake calipers there are just really, really cool. But you'll see in a moment now. People always think of Lamborghinis as having those really cool scissor doors. Now, the Huracan does not have scissor doors. It has conventional doors. The same thing happened with its Gallardo predecessor. The reason being is that scissor doors are exclusive to Lamborghini V12 models only. And today, the V12 Lamborghini that's sold is the Aventador. It's bigger, it's more powerful, therefore more expensive. But if you want scissor doors and you want a new Lamborghini, you're going to have to get an Aventador. But I think the conventional doors suit the Huracan just fine. Now, power comes from a naturally aspirated 5.2-liter V10 engine. It has a total of 602 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. It sends all that power to all four wheels through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Now, this 5.2-liter V10, which you're going to hear very shortly, it is the same engine as the Gallardo, as well as the Audi R8. I'll get to that in a few minutes as well. Except now Lamborghini has modified it. It is more powerful and a little lighter than before. Now, looking inside the Gallardo here, the Huracan, it is just absolutely gorgeous. You have this dark tan leather and this black trim. It's just beautiful. Also note with this kind of this hexagonal theme going on, that actually is a tribute to the Lamborghini Marzel. That was a concept Lamborghini from 1967, and it's really neat to see how Lamborghini has carried over certain design traditions. In this case, it's a little retro in modern-day supercars. But it's also kind of like a fighter jet inside. It's very aggressive. I love the angles, and it's just, there's nothing like a Lamborghini interior as well as exterior. You have these really comfortable bucket seats. There's, everything is just trimmed in, aluminum and carbon fiber. It's just absolutely fantastic. But let's see how that engine sounds, shall we? And that's what over 600 horsepower sounds like. I absolutely love it. But you may not know is that the Lamborghini Huracan, like the Gallardo, it is actually built on the same chassis as the Audi R8. Now the reason why is because Lamborghini is owned by Volkswagen, as is Audi, and Volkswagen simply wanted to save costs. Now, how do I feel about that? Well, personally, I would like for every Lamborghini to have its own unique chassis, but in the past, Lamborghini had so many financial problems and Volkswagen was its big savior, so this is a minor thing, but I think the Audi R8 is also an excellent car as well. It also shares that V10 engine, which is really cool, but in the Huracan here, compared to the Audi R8 V10 Plus, the Huracan has an additional 50 horsepower, which I think is really important. You also may have noticed that in the interior here, there was no infotainment screen on the dashboard. That's because it's right in front of the driver where the speedometer and the tachometer usually is. It is a 12.3-inch screen. It controls everything from the Bluetooth to the nav system. And I felt that it was a very good system. I like the colors. It's not this boring black and white. It was very clear. There was no sort of rebooting going along or anything of the sort. And I really like having the nav system right in front of me when I was driving. It makes it very easy when you're trying to find your way. You really don't even have to take your eyes off the road that much at all. So how fast does a Huracan go? Well, you're going to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds, and you're going to have a top speed of 202 miles per hour. That is absolutely wicked fast. Now, you can also get a Huracan as a Spider, which is another name for a convertible, but this is the hardtop coupe, and if it were up to me, again, I would go with the hardtop coupe. I just think it retains that wedge shape best. But in the interior, it's, everything is of extremely high quality. These leather seats, it's all, hand stitched, and it's just great craftsmanship overall. But notice in the steering wheel at the 6 o'clock position at the bottom, there's 3 buttons. They're called Speed, Corsa, and Street. Now, what are those 3 buttons? They are the different driving modes. You're going to be in street most of the time. It's going to be the most tame, but race and speed, those are the most powerful ones. The engine and transmission attitudes are going to change, and you're going to get an overall, slightly different driving feel. And as I was saying, the Huracan here, this is all-wheel drive. You can get the Huracan rear-wheel drive as well. That version was just launched last year. But remember, with all-wheel drive, you're going to get better traction overall, maybe make the car a little bit more stable. But enthusiasts and Lamborghini purists are going to want the rear-wheel drive. I should also tell those purists that the 7-speed dual clutch is the only transmission Lamborghini is planning on offering. There will not be, as I know, a 6-speed manual. Probably won't come, but Lamborghini still hasn't confirmed that yet. And if you've ever sat inside a supercar, you're going to have to get used to it a little bit. It's comfortable, but you sit really low to the ground, and even when you drive, it almost feels like you're stretching out your hands to the steering wheel a little bit, but you have all these, power adjustable seats where, any person can get comfortable regardless of their height, with the exception if you're well over 6 feet tall, it'll probably be a little snug. Now the trunk space, just like in the McLaren 650S Spider unboxing video, you can check that out as well. There's not a whole lot. remember, this is a supercar. It's not a grand tour. It's not meant for long trips, but I was able to get my camera equipment in here just fine. It's great for, driving around town. You should be able to get some basic groceries in there, but, imagine pulling up in the store in a Lamborghini Huracan. You're definitely going to get a lot of stares. You also should know that because the Lamborghini Huracan is owned, the parent company is owned by Volkswagen, of course, the chassis is actually built in Germany, the engine is made in Hungary, and final assembly takes place in Italy. Kind of interesting. So what's the fuel economy? Not great. 14 miles per gallon in the city, 20 miles per gallon on the highway. Pricing. This car bases at $240,000, but once you start adding on all the features, it's easily going to climb to well over $300,000. Total weight, around 3,400 pounds, but compare that to its Gallardo predecessor, which weighed a little over 3,500 pounds. Now, what's the competition? Obviously, you're going to have the McLaren 650S and the Audi R8 V10 Plus, which at its core, it's almost the same car. Different driving attitudes and personalities between them, but they're a little different. And then, of course, there's the Ferrari 488 GTB. Now, which of these two would I take, the Lamborghini or the Ferrari? There is no wrong answer. It's whatever you prefer. They're both excellent cars. The McLaren is an excellent car. But I'll leave you today with this quote by Frank Sinatra. You buy a Ferrari when you want to be somebody, but you buy a Lamborghini when you are somebody. All right, everybody, I'm out of time. Thanks so much for watching. Any questions, leave them for me in the comments below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel here and check out the full review of the Lamborghini Huracan on carbuzz.com. I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching.